We don't have a fuel source for probably 250 k's in one direction and 400, close to 400 k's in another direction. So you've got to be very meticulous with training, planning around your fuel. Going out, you can probably only stay out for maybe 45 minutes some days before you've got to be home, refuel with cold water. If you get the onset of heat stress out in these environments, death is a very real option, and it's happened in these areas. Yeah, it's a very unique training backyard. The natural beauty that we get to enjoy while training is hands down the best thing about it up here. We get to go out to Lake Argyle where you can train in the water and have freshwater crocodiles in there with you, which is challenging, but also amazing. We get to ride along these incredible ranges that are millions and millions of years old. And it is tough at times to keep your eyes on the road because they are drawn to these types of environments. And then into running, there's tracks all around these areas. You can follow wildlife tracks, wallaby tracks, you can run them, and that's within all these rock faces. It's one-off, it is totally unique, and if anyone that does triathlons wants to put themselves in the heat, simulate something that is close to Kona, probably a lot hotter than Kona, this is a good place to come. My partner got an opportunity to move up here for work. We had a little road trip from Sydney, came up here. I was here for a week and then went back to Sydney, and the difference between the two of them. And the city is, for a lot of people, there's nothing wrong with that. But after coming here and going back to Sydney, I knew where I wanted to be. It was an easy decision. After going back to the rat race and being away from here after experiencing it, it was easy to come back. I don't think I'll ever live in the city again, unfortunately, but I get to see this every single day, and never do I take it for granted, not once. You get here, you get out of town, and as harsh as it is, I guess, unforgiving, you've got these pockets of little oases that are just teeming with life in the middle of the harshest of environments. You turn up, there's the smallest amount of water and snakes, echidnas, bats. Bird life is incredible up here. Wallabies, just the abundance of fauna and flora for that matter is just, it's second to none. It is second to none. It's really hard to put into words the beauty of this place. The whole East Kimberley, and the Kimberley for that matter, it's huge. The area itself is massive, and there isn't that many people that live up here. The training's hard, the motivation's harder, the recovery is harder again. But getting out the door is the first step. It's hard when you walk out the door at 3 in the morning, maybe earlier, and the humidity and the heat hits you. It hasn't dropped below 28, 30 degrees at night, and you walk straight into it. You're sweating before you get to the front gate. And you think, Oh, I've only got 5 hours to go on the bike. So it's a mind game, like Ironman's, it's a mind game. You do have to stay focused, as hard as it may be. Look at the end result. Look forward to having an ice bath at the end of them training sessions, as painful as they may be. It's got to be something that you're happy doing, being out in the environment. It doesn't matter if it's here, if it's in the city, it's on some beautiful island where you're training. You have to have some sort of enjoyment, whether it be after you finish training, during the training. There has to be an enjoyment for the sport. There might not be anyone for 20, 30, 40 kilometers sometimes, not another soul. So you're just out there, just pushing the pedals or hitting the tracks, and if you can find that zen within your training sessions and zone out to a certain extent, I think you're hitting the spots you need to hit. If you can do that, you can go 5 minutes from town and feel like you're a million miles away. As soon as you land in Kununurra, if you were to fly in, you feel something mystical and spiritual about it. You feel almost like you don't want to speak and you want to soak it all in. It just draws you in. It gets your soul and it keeps it. If you were to visit and leave, you're looking forward to your next time you come back. It is absolute beauty at its finest. There's a reason there is UNESCO World Heritage Sites around here, national parks all around, to be looked after forever. That isn't just a coincidence.